Your next vehicle from Community Motors of Mason City.
Great service from 3 locations: Community on Monroe, Community Motors Westside, and Mason City Ford. 10 new franchises and hundreds of vehicles to give you more choices. Plus, Community offers an exclusive 3-3 warranty on pre-owned vehicles and 10-year, 250,000-mile warranty on new. Need more reasons why? Stop or visit CommunityAutoGroup.com.
Because nobody beats a community deal.
This presentation and quarterly report by North Iowa Corridor Economic Development Corporation, Executive Director, Mr. Brent Willett. Welcome this evening, sir.
Good evening, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Good evening. I am here to deliver the North Iowa Corridor Economic Development Corporation's third quarter 2012 report. I'll start, as I usually do, with projects. Project closures in the third quarter of 2012. The corridor saw 4 project closures in the third quarter. First, Metalcraft Incorporated broke ground on a new 47,000 square foot facility in Mason City. Numbers on that: $5 million capital investment, 81 retained jobs, and up to an estimated 20 new jobs. Package of incentives, of course, approved and supported by the City of Mason City through its council. Assa Abloy North America began construction recently on the conversion of a building at 12th Street Northeast into its North American Fire Test and Research and Development Facility. Numbers on that: $750,000 capital investment, between 2 and 12 new jobs, and an increase in product development capabilities for Graham Door and Mason City. Package of incentives, again, approved by the City of Mason City. Pigskin Farms in Clear Lake. The corridor sold a lot to that company in the Clear Lake corridor-owned Clear Lake Business Park for the construction of a 10,000 square foot recreational facility for personal use and offices for business use. Construction on that project is currently underway. The successful retention of Orange Tree Employment Services in North Iowa. We assisted Orange Tree Employment Services, which was facing a facilities challenge at its Clear Lake location, needed to relocate from its existing space. We exhausted, with the assistance of Scott Flory, City Administrator in Clear Lake, all available options in Clear Lake, ultimately showing a number of facilities in that city. Coordinated with the city as well as the City of Mason City to authorize a look at other spaces in the corridor region in an effort to retain that business. We're successful in doing so. The company ultimately chose space in downtown Mason City, rehabbing a building, a floor on a building that had not seen use in close to 50 years, currently operating there. No incentives in step with the One Corridor agreement. Project lead activity in the third quarter of 2012. Corridor developed 29 project leads, advanced 15 of those 29 leads into active project status. Currently working 23 active projects, broken down by sector. In the existing industry sector, 11 of those 23 projects are represented by that sector, representing the potential for $46,940,000 in potential capital investment, the retention and creation of up to 526 jobs. In the attraction sector, 12 of those 23 projects, representing $52,325,000 in potential capital investment and the creation of 354 new jobs. Broken down by stages, you may recall we also categorize our projects based on a system of 3 project stages. Stage 1, preliminary discussions underway. Stage 2, advanced discussions underway. And Stage 3, incentive negotiations completed. Stage 1, currently 12 projects, $61,200,000 and 295 created or retained potential jobs. Stage 2, 3 projects, $2.5 million and 42 created or retained jobs. At Stage 3, currently we have 8 projects, $35,650,000 and the creation or retention of up to 543 jobs. Programmatically, the corridor had a busy third quarter. On the marketing side of things, we developed and distributed an RFP for the redevelopment of the corridor's digital strategy to include a new web space design at NorthIowaCorridor.com. We have received 16 qualified responses, which is about twice as many as I expected. We are currently reviewing those proposals now and expect to award that contract by the end of the year. We're anticipating a 6-month development schedule once award is made. We attended 4 major trade shows in targeted market focused on targeted markets in the third quarter. The Bio International Show, which is a biotechnology show in Las Vegas, booth partnership with the Iowa Economic Development Authority. We did International Food Technologists, which is a food processing show in Las Vegas in partnership with the North Central Iowa Alliance. We walked that show, did not have a booth. International Manufacturing Technology Show, Advanced Manufacturing Show in Chicago, again partnered on a booth with the Economic Development Authority of Iowa. And finally, last week I attended FabTech, which is a metal show in Las Vegas with the North Central Iowa Alliance. We again walked that show for 2.5 days. Conducted 6 site location consultant meetings in Chicago and Minneapolis in the third quarter. We will be doing a bit of print advertising, which is not something we do a lot of. There will be an ad advertising the corridor region as a place to do business in the January edition of the Delta Sky magazine, which is the magazine that you see when you take a flight on Delta. It's a 600,000 circulation, 5.1 million readers. Changing gears programmatically, working in some regional analysis and planning fields. We partnered with Iowa State University and have begun a 9-month process to improve economic sustainability in our trade center. A couple of weeks ago, conducted a day-long summit, during that summit, received a report on the condition of the economy using more than 100 comparative indicators. Heard a keynote on innovation and entrepreneurialism, did some solutions on brainstorming in the afternoon. The next step to that, following the summit that had about 65 folks from throughout the region attend, we'll be forming a steering committee to oversee the work of that was identified during that summit. We are partnering with the NCIA on a regional targeted industry study to be issued by the Institute for Decision Making, delivery in May. You may recall that as part of our strategic plan for 2015. We will also follow up that that regional study with a Saragota County specific supply chain opportunities report, which will dive deeply into the data discovered during that targeted industry report to generate recommendations for corridor specific targeted companies that we feel that we may be positioned to attract based on some existing supply chain relationships in our market. We have convened the Corridor Annexation, Utilities, and Zoning Task Force, which is examining issues surrounding those topics related to Western Mason City and Saragota County, including that, and those discussions have included Clear Lake officials. We are working with a private consultant on the possibility of establishing a relationship to oversee the process of shovel-ready site certification in Mason City. We expect an understanding as to the future of that consultant relationship in place by the end of this year. Operationally, a couple notes. We are underway on a staff reorganization. We currently have 2 openings on our staff. We are hiring for a marketing and administrative specialist, as well as a director of existing business and project management. And finally, on the small business side of things, the Corridor Small Business Revolving Loan Fund made 2 loans in the third quarter of 2012, one to Roller City here in Mason City, and one quite recently to River City Moto, also here in Mason City. Loans still available from that fund up to $10,000 for qualifying small businesses. Again, the Small Business Revolving Loan Fund is the redeployment of the 2008 Small Business Assistance Flood Relief Fund granted to the corridor by USDA. Mayor?
Thank you very kindly, Mr. Willett. We appreciate it. Council, do you have any questions or comments for Mr. Willett? Mr. Tornquist?
Yeah, you know, like anybody else, we always like to see the home run and more glamorous than a bunch of singles. But we've always held that we score more runs when we bang out a bunch of singles than we typically would with a home run every now and then. And I think I heard that borne out in some of the numbers that you went through, and I wanted to fall back on that. When you talked about the project leads, if I heard correctly, you talked about a quantity of 11 projects, existing business, retention and expansion. I think I heard 23 potential new projects or new business.
23 total active projects, 11 of those existing, 12 of those attraction. So
okay.
we're about balanced there.
So roughly, and what was interesting to me about the balance, it was more interesting when I thought I heard twice as many new versus existing, but I heard 46 million, I think,
yes.
in capital for existing business and like 52 million for new, which is pretty even.
Correct.
And more telling was I heard a little over 500 jobs existing.
Right.
And a little over 300 new.
Correct, 354.
Which goes back to what we have been talking about for a number of years, the real game, the home run notwithstanding is in existing retention and expansion, and why it's so important for us to be good to and take care of our local business.
Correct. You've heard me sing that song quite a bit, and I won't elaborate more than to say that in the spirit of putting our money where our mouth is, having had the opportunity presented to us by 2 openings on our staff simultaneously, we've taken the opportunity to reorganize and place heavier emphasis, even heavier emphasis, on our business retention and expansion program by moving marketing and communications responsibilities from the project management position, which had previously managed the existing business program, project management duties, as well as marketing and communications. We've moved those duties over into a new hybrid marketing and administrative position, such that our project management hire, and we have included the existing business title into that new title, can ensure that that person's activities can be even more assigned to our existing industry program attraction work notwithstanding. We know how important we've got to keep our house up. We've also got to build a new garage, is the analogy I often use. We know how important home runs are, not necessarily to a city council, but to a community from a morale standpoint. And we are working toward those projects just like anybody else is. But we have taken the opportunity to reorganize our staff, and I think we are in a better position to execute on our existing business opportunities, not only in the retention, expansion, job side of things, but on an issue resolution standpoint, identifying those issues and working with our existing folks to assist with their operation.
Well, I hear nothing but good about you and your organization, and I thank you on behalf of the city of all the good work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Mr. Torquist, anybody else? Mr. Ecke.
Well, I can tell you from being on the corridor board and working with these individuals, the biggest thing I've seen that's really impressed me since we've now become the North Iowa Corridor Board is the cohesiveness that the current community leaders, businessmen and women that are on this board trying to promote not only Mason City, but Clear Lake and Saragordo County and working together. And I think that's become a big strength, and I think you're already seeing the benefits as a result of it. Look at all the work we currently have going on in town right now. And the biggest thing that's going to do is going to promote our tax base. It's going to bring more people to Mason City. In the long run, it's going to be a huge win for us. So I'm excited. I see a lot of great things in the future. I know you got a lot of things going on right now that you can't even talk about and are working on, but I think we're doing the right thing. And I think as a council, I think we're doing the right thing by supporting and working with this group and helping Mason City, Clear Lake, and Saragordo County as a whole. So I think we're doing awesome.
Mr. Ecke. Anybody else down here? All right. Mr. Willett, thank you very much. Thank you for your work. Please thank your staff and your board, as always. They do a great job.
I will thank my entire whole staff.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, take care.